wanted to do, and it would put the blending machine on and turn it on for you.
That's wonderful. Maybe sometime soon we'll see that in industry.
Oh.
Hi, Metaman.
Hello, Neil.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I like your designs.
Thank you.
I've been really listening to what you've been saying, and I have one question. When you talked about this lamp, it seems to be very practical that it would bend down to adjust. And when you talked about this teapot, it made no sense that there was a hole in the middle of it. Does industrial design have a reason for being? I mean, should it be practical or should it just be aesthetic?
Well, it can be both practical, as this is. No, practical as this shoehorn is, but aesthetic as this is. Anybody have a definition for aesthetic?
I think I do. I think it's pleasing to the eye.
That's a pretty good definition.
Yeah, good.
So they made this to please the eye.
Well, I couldn't help notice your phones over there, and before I was looking through a book that you brought, and this phone is really very different than the phones that you have displayed. This phone, I believe, is from the late 1920s, and it's quite different from what we have today.
It sure is, because after all, this phone was designed earlier, maybe in the 1950s, and if you notice, it has a very boxy shape. It's somewhat heavy, and it is in two components, although it does operate by push button. And then a more modern design, designed in the late 60s, was this phone, which is very streamlined. It too is in two components. They've changed the colors. It has an elongated shape, and the components of the headset are in one piece altogether. Another difference is that this phone lights up and this phone does not. So they really have changed.
The new design has made it more convenient.
Right.
Well, do you find that the newer the design, the more streamlined the objects are?
Sometimes they are, but if you notice designs of today, many designers are going back to what designs were in the past. Cindy and I were looking at our watches earlier, and we were comparing them. We were saying that the watches were far different. Sometimes, though, new watches can look like my old one.
Oh, you've given me so many ideas. I think I'm going to go back to my workshop and begin designing some new looks to old things.
Good idea.
Isn't that fascinating? Every object in your house, a blender, a pair of scissors, or a fork, it's been drawn first by an artist. See, if you draw, some of your drawings might turn up in your own living room. Let's take a look at some self-portraits that were sent in by our Secret City Club members. This is Christopher's self-portrait. Look at this. He has a very, very nice dark line, purple hat, used color, and he even put a red tongue in there. This is a really cute drawing, and it's one of our younger club members, but it's a delightful drawing. Good job, Christopher. Let me look at another club member's self-portrait. This is Sharon Kim's drawing. She used nice shading. She used overlapping. She used surface. Notice how the near part of the hair is lower in the paper than the far part. And even some natural design with the brick back in the background against the brick wall. Beautiful drawing. Good job.